All right, man. State your name, state your crew, and what city you're from.
I am DJ Malachi from Oakland, California. Handsome Brothers, world famous Rick and Russ. All that stuff.
We're not gonna get into the nicknames. There's too many of them.
Can we get at least a couple of nicknames?
Oh yeah, for the people. Give us a couple of your nicknames.
DJ Malachi, aka Mr. Pickles, aka Curly, aka Snack Nicholson, aka Mally World Peace, aka Saki Balboa. It goes on and on.
Which is the one that CJ Flash, what was the one he gave?
East Mally Alto.
East Mally Alto.
You gotta be from the Bay Area to get that one. Yeah. Tell me, how did your whole sock game start?
It started from my dad. My dad was a real dapper dude growing up. So, like, always had hats, always had these crazy ties, and, accessories was like his big thing. Cufflinks.
Oh,
so shit. I kind of, at some point, like, in high school, I really got enamored with clothes. So, like, the dude who actually won Best Dressed in High School voted for me. So I was like a clothes whore. Yeah. Besides being a record whore, I was a clothes whore. But then that kind of went to the wayside, and then it kind of came back at some point. So, yeah, I love accessories like, socks, crazy socks, and crazy bow ties, and, ties in general. So, yeah.
What's your favorite pair of socks? Which was?
My Big Daddy Kane socks, and then I have these. I have these Yeti socks. These Bigfoot socks that are they're little Yetis on it. Yeah.
So who's your competition in the sock game?
My man Big Russ, world famous Rick and Russ show. So,
yes,
that's my dude.
That's funny. What socks does he have with that kind of impressed you, man?
He's more about designs right now. I've been and it's funny because I have like styles I haven't even broke out with yet that he doesn't even know about yet.
You hear that, Uncle Russ?
I told him he broke out with some dope socks like a couple weeks ago, and then I broke out with the Big Daddy Kane socks.
Ooh.
And I was like, good job, young Jedi, but I got way more in the holster just waiting.
Big Daddy Kane socks.
Big Russ. I hope you're listening and watching.
Go ahead, Reese. Ask him.
I always ask all these DJs, and I know it's a common question, but I'm fascinated by this question. Yeah. What was your first DJ mixer?
Realistic with the little click in the middle.
What?
The little like
the crossfader?
Yeah, the little like a little click in the middle. And seriously, I had that. I had like 3 or 4 of them because I really liked that mixer. It was a fun little mixer, and I really got used to it.
Right.
Yeah, that Gemini, that the little one with the little wood on the side, the little battle mixer one where you could
Yeah, right.
I used to do.
Jazzy Jeff made that mixer real popular, man.
Yeah. There was a Jazzy Jeff model at one point too, but I liked it because it was a big kind of fader, and I didn't do it today, but back in the day we used to do like body tricks and crazy stuff, and it was so much fun. But it had a big fader, so it was easy to kind of catch around and stuff. So
yeah, that's some cash money type shit right there, right?
Exactly.
Well, another question I want to ask you: who got you into DJing? What inspired you to be a DJ?
Man, just seeing, like I told you, DST, with Herbie Hancock. And being that I was a drummer already, I was really interested in rhythms.
Right.
So when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, what is he doing?" Like that whole rhythmic thing, just caught my attention. So, instead of we were kind of broke. So even though I was a drummer, I played like in the marching band and in the concert band. We couldn't really afford a drum set, but not that they would have let me have a drum set in the house anyway. I could spend like $50 on a cheap little belt-driven turntable, and we already had one turntable, which ain't a breaking. But so now that's the drum set. The turntables became my drum set. So
that's dope.
Let me see. You ever jacked a record from one of your homeboys, man?
Have I?
I got to have that.
No, you know what? No, they've left some in my crates before, but no, I don't. No, I've always been kind of cool. I'm sure I jacked one from a record from a store every once in a while. Just like I didn't have enough money, or
that was my next question. You ever jacked a record from a store?
Yeah. No, exactly. Or
what store was it?
Or you put in a record from like you switch it up and be like, hey, I want this record, but I'm gonna put this one in there, and they charge you for like 50 cents for like a $5 record. Yeah.
What record store?
You know what? I used to be obsessed with when Rasputin's had like that dollar store. Like I'd go in there. I remember going in there one Super Bowl Sunday for like 6 or 7 hours.
Wow.
Because they would restock them from time to time. Yeah. Actually, I think it it ended up being like a 50-cent store one time, and then sometimes it would be a dime. And I would just go in there for hours and just bury myself. I always told, and this is what, in Berkeley, I always told friends, if you take me into a record store, all bets are off. No, if we go in the record store, I'm telling you right now, like I might not leave with you. You might have to go home and do what you got to do.
You don't say.
I'm stuck in the record store. I'm sorry. So with that knowledge, okay, are we going in here or not? Most of the times it'd be like, no, we're not going in.
I had to tell you a list of records.
Oh yeah, I don't mind shopping records. I'm a record guy too, but yeah, he hands me a list and we break up and shop. His wife and his daughter get mad. Can we go? Can we go?
No, exactly. No, and Technique will tell you this. A lot of times, especially back in the day, if I saw a record that I already had, like I would get it and then like give it to somebody, like you know, like here, you need this record, or you know, like I give D Sharp, it's like Sharp, here, I know you don't have this record. I found this record the other day. Here, you need to play this record because this is like IMP, Ill Mannered Posse, Shining Star. I used to find those all the time.
Wow.
I would I'd always give it to a DJ who didn't have it, or I was like, you have this record? And they'd be like, no. I was like, here, take this, trust me, play this, and you're gonna kill it at some point. So.
Well, you just brought up
teach one.
Interesting in D Sharp. What was your relation with him? How did you meet him? How long you guys been friends?
I met Sharp when he was just kind of doing random house parties in East Oakland, and it was funny. We kind of bonded over Camp Low. That was
really? That was the record
that was one of the yeah. He had this truck at the time. We used to go around places and that album, like we used to like always play that album wherever we went. Like that was always like the soundtrack of wherever we were going. And at the time, I'd be like, "Ooh, Sharp, you're really good. Like, I mean, you should really like be a little bit further than where you're at." So yeah, we made some connections, and he made his own connections, and then, hustled his own gigs, and then he started doing stuff at the Maritime Hall, which was like, just massive.
Yeah.
We're talking Wu-Tang. We're talking
everybody was there. Yeah.
Outkast and
Busta, Wyclef.
He became like the default DJ for the night. So, and then he just kind of just blew up from there. And I mean, just a super humble dude and good, great DJ as well. Like great energy about him. So yeah, and we, basically we bonded over music. So
that's dope, man.
You got any good DJ stories? What's some of the craziest things that ever happened to you while you were DJing? I'm
gonna tell you, this ain't really a crazy story, but I enjoy telling this story. We used to do this Thursday night in San Francisco in the Marina, and this goes to speaking my love for DJing. Whether it be 2 people or 2,000 people, and it was early in the night, and there was just one couple there, and I just kind of started, and I love soul music and soulful stuff, so I started playing a couple things, and I could see they were just jazzed. I mean, there was just one couple on the floor, and they were just like, working it out. And so in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna, they seem to be having fun. They kind of feeling what I'm doing. I'm gonna stretch it out and play something a little bit different. And they were just vibing. And
all right, we back. Gotta get that story.
Yeah, so we're take us back to the 2 couples that were dancing in the club in Marina.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we used to do this Thursday nights in the marinas. We used to call it Night the Magic Show. It was fun, we kind of played whatever we wanted, which was kind of weird for the marina because it'd be like, a bunch of white folks. But it's all so we anything soulful, and then we played house, whatever, salsa, whatever. But I started out early that night, and it was just one couple, one couple. They were vibing whatever I was doing at the time, and then I started playing, and I was like, "Oh, let me see, bump it up. Let me see how far they're gonna go with it." And then I started playing something else, and they were like still feeling it, and they're kind of like building up a sweat at this point. Yeah. And I'm like, "Man, they're vibing off what I'm doing. All right, cool." And like, there's a few people at the bar. Some people are just kind of milling around still. Nobody's on the floor except that one couple. And then I was like, "Okay, let me step it up again. Let me see where let me play like some Talking Heads, same as it ever was."
Yeah.
And then they just like, then they're like sweating. And I'm like getting all worked up. And it's just this one couple. And like we went like for like 45 minutes, and they, and it was so dope because at the end they finally left, and we didn't have to say anything to each other. They just kind of looked at me and gave me a little nod.
Right.
And it was just like, wow, like we just us 3 were in that little, we had our little moment.
Right.
And it was unsaid. It was all about the music. So like I enjoy playing. It could be for 2 people, 200 people, 2,000 people. It doesn't matter. That I'll always remember that for the rest of my DJ career. Just playing for that one couple for 45 minutes, just kind of vibing out with them and them kind of vibing off me. And man, it was
Would
amazing.
you consider DJing to be spiritual? Because for me, this is my opinion. I think it's spiritual, and I always want to know if the other DJs thought was DJing.
Well,
spiritual.
music is spiritual for me. I
Right.
mean, so yeah, when I get on the tables, and I'm sure you can attest to this as well, like time stops.
Right.
Like I could be hungry, horny, whatever.
Right.
When I'm DJing, all that goes away.
Right.
Like my foot can be hurting, whatever,
Right.
my back can be
Right.
out. It doesn't matter. Once I'm off, then it all kicks back in.
Right.
Once I'm doing what I'm doing, time stands still. I'm like in my zone, and it all goes away. This is my happy space. So,
I always ask DJs this, but what's your top 5 records you must have? What you have to play when you see Malachi? You're gonna hear these records.
No, you know what's funny, and I challenged myself. I did this a lot more when we brought out vinyl.
Right.
I would leave records that I know that would kill at home on purpose. Like my for sure records. A lot of times I would leave them at home.
Really?
Just because I need to challenge myself. We all kind of get in
That's good.
our little
I like
lanes,
that.
and sometimes you just kind of you go to default mode with certain things or certain combinations and whatnot. But especially like I kind of just to challenge myself and like, okay, I know this is gonna I know Too Short, Blow the Whistle's gonna kill it right now. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna play. Let me try to find something else that would maybe kill it, or let me challenge myself. So I would kind of do that. But records I love to play.
Because there's a lot.
Yeah, I know.
It's just earlier dude, he was all over the map.
I know.
This is a hard question for DJs too. There's a lot of people who just go, man, I don't know, 5, man.
One of them I played, I really enjoyed, because it's just the vibe of it, and Michael Jackson is the Todd Terje remix of "I Can't Help It." I like it. Another going back to making a classic song, that much better. Just real subtle differences in making it kind of more dancey and a little kind of Latin-y with the rhythms. What else do I like playing? It's a song I always play, Candy Rain, Soul For Real.
Really?
The remix. I love playing
With
that
the
record.
bar bounce?
I play it like it came out yesterday. Still. Like, you'll hear me play it all the time.
The bounce rock skate that has the bass line, right?
Oh, no, that was the other one. That was that was the other one. Yeah. It's the one with the Grover Washington, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Candy Rain remix.
Is that Mr. Magic?
Yeah, right? Yeah. I know, I should know it. Yeah.
No.
It's off that album.
Yeah, it was a Hydra. No, it ain't Hydra, that's Black Moon.
That's the Black Moon.
Knucklehead, maybe.
Maybe it isn't. I think it is Knucklehead.
It's one of them damn Grover to his songs.
It's one of Grover. It's one of his one of the early ones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. On the Cooter label.
That was my saxophonist hero.
You played all over the Bay Area, man. What are some of your favorite spots to DJ and rock? And I want to talk about sound system wise for you. What venues have done it for you? That
you know what? How about let's talk about like a venue like one of my worst ones.
Okay.
I remember playing in San Diego. Well, first of all, we went down there and there was nobody there, but it was a booth you had to climb up to, which was only about 4 feet high, so you had to kind of bend down, and the fader was broken.
Oh.
What the hell?
So yeah, you had to do like this, and hardly nobody was there.
Do you remember the name of that place?
Oh no, I couldn't. But we made the best out of It's funny a lot of times when people are like, you want a monitor or something. I'm like, I'm so used to not playing with a monitor. I can DJ, whatever. Of course, if you're in like a big hall with stuff bouncing around, then I'd prefer to have a monitor. But truthfully, like, I'm so used to not playing with a monitor at this point. I could, whatever.
I love them. See, that's a real DJ. No prima donnas.
And I'll tell you another story. I used to DJ at Rasputin's in Berkeley. Friday evenings for like a few hours, which was fun because I love playing music, and then somebody would come up and be like, "Hey, what's that?" And then
Nice.
I would sell CDs. Seriously,
Right.
I mean, like I'd play like random Adriana Evans, who I
Right.
love.
Yeah.
I'd play her music all the time. People would always come up and ask, and I'd see people walk out with that CD.
Nice.
It was so much fun. J-Rock from Beat Junkies came up one time, and the mixer they had was just like crap. I mean, it was beat to shit, and it was static whatever.
Right.
He got on and played like that thing was a brand new mixer. So I learned a big lesson that day. Like, it doesn't matter, no excuses.
Right.
Like, if whatever, if something isn't working right or whatever, no excuses, because he worked it. I mean, like, you'd swear, like, if you listen to, I wish I could have recorded that mix. He killed it on that piece of shit mixer.
That's dope.
And that always told me, I'm like, you know what, no excuses. If your equipment isn't working right or
Yeah.
something, no excuses.
That's tight, man.
Damn, real DJ shit.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Cuts and stabs.
Yeah, cuts and stabs.
Well, brother, thank you so much for coming out here and blessing us,
you.
man. Open
thank
door policy for you guys always.
No, man, thank y'all for having this forum. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Peace.